Hello everyone, and welcome back to another WARNO deck deep dive. This time featuring the division that on NATO's side might have been buffed the most next to 2nd UK, Berlin Command. There's a couple of changes to them that I think might help them out quite a decent bit. So let's start in the logistics tab, where we have a lot of logistics cars, but only the small ones. But that is good enough. You can get them all around. You can get your logistics. CV wise, we have 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. So 6, okay number, not great. But I like the VAB PCs because of their high speed and 8 hit points and armor. They are a good bit more survivable than the P4s. So yeah, the P4s are a bit cheaper. You get 3. Same goes for the Rover, but I feel like the extra survivability of the VAB here is pretty helpful when it comes to getting hit by artillery or something similar, or infantry closing in, then the 50 cal and the extra hit points so that you can't get shot can help out. And infantry tab, another strength of this division. A really solid one as well. And you get some Milan 1s, some Milan 2s, so ATGM situation is quite solid. You could go for the VAB Milan, is an option here for the Milan 2. Though for 40 points, I think it's not that great. Normal VAB is a nice option as well, but I kind of want to have these guys cheap so I can bring them around quickly. So I bring both on P4s. Light rifles are fantastic still with the RCL. Great HE damage, and if a vehicle comes close, they get smacked. The range reduction, sure, but the price reduction came with it. 10 hit point squad that can do a lot of HE and a bit of AP is nice. Berlin rifles, similar thing. 10 hit points, shock, double MG, law 80, smacks and CQC. Does a really fantastic job. You don't really need pioneers in this deck because of this. The Terrier Pioneer not that terrible, because they don't have any disheartened trait or anything like that. They are 0 vet, but the availability is not great. If they would be 9, I would say Terrier Pioneers, let's go. Or 10, but for 8, I'm not coming out. And then, yeah, Berlin Light Rifles, Grenadier Voltigeurs with VAB, so you have a couple of VABs around, a couple more armored cars in this deck are helpful for the firepower extra. So the French here helping out with VABs is nice, even though that thing doesn't have smoke, which is a bit of a weakness, but it's a fast transport, and it brings a absolute HE firepower house here with the FR-52 that has long range sniper, 10 hit points, MG, 8 farmers, 45 points. HE firepower of this is fantastic, and they can control nicely against infantry, with sniper rifle helping out nicely there as well. So you have a lot of long range HE between them and the light rifles RCLs, and then the Freie Polizeireserve are 10 hit point, 30-man squads that just go around and get shot and show you where the enemy's at. You would have another option here with the British, with the RAF Berlin. 5 points more for 2 hit points, and a bit weaker loadout in my eyes. Like, the submachine guns here are not great. And you usually don't want to push these kind of guys into submachine range because they just break. So I think the Polizeireserve here is the better choice. Solid unit, especially there for tanking, so that is pretty nice. Artillery, we go light but powerful, with the M109 as the unit that can help out killing stuff. Can be really helpful. Unfortunately, it's the American 155mm howitzers. If it would be the German or the British, I would consider taking that instead, but the M109 here, totally fine. This one not having the extra rate of fire that the German and British towed howitzers have. And then the VAB PM81 as a survivable, good mortar car that can come around and smoke, help out with those pushes for your infantry. You want to have your mortars survivable on a agile platform because they are key. You have a lot of infantry, you want to use your infantry, so having good smoke play is important for that. Hence, we take the survivable one and not the normal ones. Tank tab, pretty nice as well. Not fantastic, but pretty nice. We got M1 IPs, we get Chieftains, we get M1 IP CVs as the CV in the deck. Not that many, but all decently powerful tanks. So against divisions with weak tanks, you have the advantage. Against tanks with divisions with heavier tanks, you at least can contest them for a bit, for a while at some points. Amvitos and P4 Milan help out of that. AMX-30 is kind of an IV in this deck. You don't really kill tanks with this gun, but you kill IFVs with it, you kill enemy APCs with it one shot, and you kill infantry with the combination of a 105mm HE gun and the 20mm autocannon. Does 9 front armor, help you with survivability a bit. Nice speed as well. So the AMX-30B, really solid unit to push enemy infantry out of buildings and kill enemy APCs with. Not much more than that. But it's an infantry support vehicle that does the job decently. That's why I don't think you need the AVRE in this deck, because the MX-30 does the job decently and gives you a bit more flexibility there. Ardents, I still think, are overpriced. Decent availability, but at least nowadays they have smoke, but still, I think they would need to be another 5 points cheaper. I think for 35 points I would start picking them. Recon tab, you got another strong couple of infantry units with the SAK and the PSSEB. You don't have any exceptional optics like GSR infantry, so the Razid as your exceptional optics tool is key. And the Fox as a nice little flanker, as a nice little recon unit that can push stuff is nice as well. Though with only good optics, it's not a fantastic recon unit nowadays, but it's still a nice flanker that can be annoying for the enemy rear line. AA got buffed. The Tarask got a bit more expensive, but it's a really nice fire support unit. And the Rapier FSA comes now in really solid numbers. Stingers and Mistrals, strong manpads as well. With the Mistrals, I'm not sure if I want to get them upvetted, but usually I want to get everything upvetted, so I take them upvetted as well. So yeah, you get 5 here, and with the extra Rapier FSA availability, you can, I think, afford the upvet, because you can bring more FSAs instead, which is nice as well. Solid AA unit here nowadays as well, though the price is relatively high still, but you can bring them around. You have a bit more longer range AA now, really helpful. Helicopter tab, decent, because our rockets can be annoying in the early game. Can kill off enemy infantry squads. Hell arms, really solid anti-tank, especially with its high speed, really flexible, can come around. 8 missiles is nice as well, so that they don't run out of ATGMs usually until you have a break where you can go back and rearm. And then the air tab has been buffed by both the Harriers getting quite massive buffs in flexibility and agility and speed. Like, the speed buff is solid and the agility buff is big. And then the Nighthawk, you can't hear them instantly anymore, so that is a nice buff as well, helping out this division in general. Division is a light formation. You have some tanks, but it's not something that you want to rely on heavily. You don't have a strong forward deployment. So when we come to strengths and weaknesses, strength, you are an all-rounder deck with really strong infantry tab. You have the Nighthawks, which are a strength on their own, and you have no clear-cut open weakness in the combined arms fashion. Your AA is still a weakness, and the lack of late-game firepower is a weakness as well in artillery and tank. But in general, you are a really solid all-rounder. So Berlin Command, I think, is in a really solid spot now again. Let me know down below what you think about it, what you think about the Harrier now, and about all the other stuff in this division. And let me know what you would maybe change, what unit did I overlook, and so on. And yeah, with that said, see you in the next one, where we're gonna bring this one out onto the battlefield. Bye-bye, and have a great day.